All right, here we go. So the current energy that you've got for June, and I believe Aquarius might have gotten this card also. I don't remember exactly. So this is the Four of Chalices. And what this is an energy of kind of being bored with the status quo, right? Clearly, this girl is not poor. She's not destitute. She looks like she's pretty well off. So basically, like all your needs are being met. I would even say that you have plenty, not an overabundance, but definitely plenty there. But too much of a good thing can be boring, right? And that's kind of what this girl is showing. Even if as somebody is coming to bring her more, even kind of looks like it could be her mom. She's just unhappy. She's just not excited anymore. Maybe when she had the first one, and she tasted the good life, or she had that new relationship, she was super excited, but now it's getting kind of stale. Okay, so this is the energy that you guys are going into June with. This card represents the challenging or helpful energies that you guys have. And that's awesome. The Earth Mother. So in this deck, it is the Empress, right? So she is sensual. She is fertile, clearly. She is abundant. She is confident in who she is. She knows that she is about to give birth to something beautiful. Now, for some of you, that could literally mean you're going to be having a baby, but I feel like more often than not, this is, the birth of a new idea, the birthing of a new project. Oh, yeah, for sure. So Scorpio, and I'm going to say we because I completely identify with this. Scorpios are constantly going through a life, death, rebirth cycle. I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with, scorpionic energies and life paths and such, but I actually just learned that the Phoenix is linked with Scorpios, and that is part of your Scorpio purpose, is to go through that life, death, rebirth cycle. And I believe that we are the only sign to actually have that constant replay in life. And a big part of that is because through that death and then the rebirth, you're shedding and cleansing and letting go of not only negative energies, but outdated ideas. It's even deeper than that. It's almost like through death, you're able to rise up, right? You can't really rise up when you're on top of the ladder. You kind of have to let yourself plummet to the bottom of that ladder in order to climb up a different ladder. And that's kind of how scorpionic energy is. So I feel like maybe if you're watching this, if this resonates, you might be going through the beginning of a birth cycle in your Scorpio path, if you will. And I've actually just read a really good, I guess it's an article. I'll put the link in the video for you guys, but it's kind of lists the signs and the phases to know when you're in one of those Scorpio death cycles. And it's usually, sort of indicative of depression or kind of just, I think, being reclusive. I don't remember it exactly, and I don't want to mess you guys up, but I will put the link below for you guys. It's a great article. So this next card here we have, it's the root of the situation. So basically it's the root of, why you're kind of feeling unhappy with the current status quo. Okay, so here we've got the Knight of Athames. So even though the athame it's a dagger, right? And it's meant to be short. I kind of feel like it almost looks more like it was a sword that was broken off, right? And almost like this guy is just so ready to charge into battle that he doesn't realize that his sword is broken off. It's almost like a reckless, attitude, an idealistic, almost naive attitude. He's like rushing off to do something. He's got a great idea. He's super, excited about it. Maybe somebody, gave him some information and he's off to share it. Or maybe he's, got a new cause that he truly is passionate about and he's ready to go join the cause, but he doesn't realize that, his sword isn't it's not exactly a great weapon because it's more of a dagger than a sword, right? So I feel like maybe you might have rushed into something. Maybe you might have rushed into something that has left you, unhappy. So maybe it seemed like it was a great idea at first, but now you're kind of realizing, this isn't as exciting as I thought it would be. Okay, here we have your past. And it's the Six of Pentacles. So the reason we always talk about the past, right? I feel like especially for Scorpios, is because it affects who we are today. It's made us who we are, and it affects the choices that we make today. So in your recent past, and again, it's relative to when you're watching this video, it could be the recent weeks or, even like the past month or so, there was a sense of generosity. This card is always about being generous with your resources, your money, your time, your affections, whatever it is that you have to give. It's about being generous, but making sure that the recipients are worthy. And on the other hand, we've got this guy here who is manipulating this lady into giving him money, right? He is probably begging, and it's possibly he's saying, he doesn't have a job, but it's clearly he's got like a gambling problem or something. And the point is just that appearances can be deceiving, and he's just manipulating the situation to get free money. Whereas this lady here is actually working hard and trying to like make a living for herself and selling flowers. So she's not necessarily looking for a handout, right? She's just trying to get by selling flowers. So this is the immediate past. And I feel like for Scorpios, you guys could have been either one of these energies, and whichever energy that you were, let's like be honest with ourselves, right? Either you were the one manipulating the situation, possibly you were the one giving of yourself, and maybe, you weren't able to really truly know who you were giving your energy and resources to, or you were this person who's just been struggling really hard to like, to get by and to get like, you've been working on your own to succeed and to get a little bit further in whatever endeavor it is that you are tied up in. So this is the past, and it's still got a lingering effect on your current situation now. Okay, this next card is your crowning thoughts. So it's kind of like what's going on in your head, what you're thinking about the situation, and your thoughts. The High Priestess. So this is about using your intuition. And Scorpios are super, super intuitive, super psychic. All about like the occult, and depending on your own personal chart, and where things fall, it can manifest differently for you. But I feel like whatever's going on, maybe you're doing some sort of studying, or you're engaged in some sort of like higher learning or practice, and you're hoping that it will further your understanding and your knowledge of the occult, of spirituality, of your own psychic gifts. Maybe you are actually, studying, or, kind of like an apprentice to be a shaman or a high priestess, right? But what this card also says when it shows up is that as the high priestess, she understands and knows, in her course, she knows that her intuition is a gift from the goddess, right? Okay, your immediate future. Again, it's relative to when you're watching this video, but this is what will be coming up shortly thereafter from when you watch the video. And the standing stone. So this is all about justice, right? It also asks that you take an objective stance in whatever it is that's going on in your life right now, right? And I feel like as part of this reading, right, your current energy for June, it's unhappiness, right? I'm not saying that you're pouting or you're upset or you're whiny, but what it is saying is that, you're just kind of like, oh man, things could be better, or oh, this isn't as fun as it was, right? Oh, this kind of sucks. What this is saying is like, take an objective stance in whatever area it is of your life that you're feeling that way, and kind of try to look at it through a more balanced approach, right? I feel like it was, you see this path coming through the woods. It was a very hard path that you took to get where you are today. You followed the light to get out of the darkness, and you arrived here in this beautiful clearing, right, where the sun is shining through. There's these beautiful flowers. So it's almost like if there was such thing as like an oasis in the forest, right? It, the similar concept. It's kind of like you got all the way through, and then you got to this beautiful place. You're a little bit unhappy, but it's kind of like, well, take an objective look and kind of, maybe have a more balanced approach. See how things are. Change your perspective, maybe. This also means, this is also kind of a card of karma. Depending on what you've been putting out is what you will be receiving. If you have been putting out good into the world, putting out good energy, good will be coming back to you. The scales will be balanced into your favor. Likewise, if you've been putting out negative energy, take an objective stance and see how things, or how people might be viewing things from, their point of view, or how a third party might be viewing things. Maybe you feel that you've been putting out good energy, but maybe they don't feel like it. Or maybe you think that you've been putting out negative energy, but maybe you don't realize it, but you have been putting out good energy. But either way, this card is saying that like in your immediate future, there is going to be a balancing of the scales in your life. Okay, this next card is your attitude about the whole situation. And the reason we talk about our attitude is because, again, like I was just saying, sometimes subconsciously we don't realize the kind of energy we're putting out into the world. I know that I am super guilty of that. Just for example, like in a big part of my life, I didn't realize that I had anger problems. I didn't realize that I was an angry person. So, I was putting out angry energy out to the world. I never knew it, right? But it affected my attitude towards things. So this will reveal, our attitudes and that kind of energy that is being put out into the world. And the Knight of Chalice is a great card. So what this is saying is that you have been putting out into the world, your attitude about this current situation is that you want more. You deserve more. You feel worthy of more, which is a good thing because many people don't feel that way, right? It is a card of water, which is emotions, intuition, psychic ability. You're asking for more. You're asking the universe for more. And that's a great thing. Asking you shall receive, right? Okay, this next card here, it is the energies around you. So this could be friends, lovers, spouses, anybody who could have an impact on, your overall energy. This is their energy. Oh, it's a great card. The Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like the energy around you, and this could be, coworkers, is new beginning in finances, new career. Maybe you're getting ready to purchase a home or acquiring more money or inheriting something. But this is all about new beginnings. So maybe somebody will be responding to that attitude of wanting and needing more and deserving more. And you're going to be, getting it. Maybe they're seeing that you are worthy of this promotion, or you're worthy of whatever it is that you need or have been asking for or that you desire. Okay? So that's the energy around you. Now, this next card is what you need to not neglect. And translated into, not double negatives, this means hidden energies, things that you are not aware of as of yet. Harvest. This is great. Again, so it really goes in line with the Standing Stone card. This is about rewards, renewal, about the law of, the law of attraction, right? Reaping what you sow in both a physical sense and in a karmic sense. So here you've got, the farmer, I guess. And look at this bountiful table full of fruits and vegetables. There is a beautiful, spouse, and he's got his beautiful home. So basically you are going to be reaping what you sow. And even more so to kind of impact this isn't a major arcana card, right? So that means it's a universal energy. It's something that's out of your control. Unlike the Four of Chalices or the Knight of Athames, that kind of represent our ability to make choices, our daily choices. The major arcana indicate things that we have no control over and are kind of just part of the life cycle. So that's a great thing. Maybe you didn't realize that you're in a cycle in which you are going to be reaping rewards. Okay, this next card is the overall outcome. Here we go for the month of June. Awesome. King of Pentacles, which is really great. It's kind of awesome because, the energy surrounding you guys is the Ace of Pentacles. Then the overall outcome is going to be the King of Pentacles. And just like I let all the other, signs know, I don't really read court cards as individuals, but just as energies. So this could be how you are going to be feeling or how you are going to be seen even by others, during the month of June, maybe the end of June. This is somebody who is talented and able to, manifest economic success. All right. He is well off, wealthy, even obviously he's a king, wealthy, kind, generally stable is what I was going to say, is because there's a bull here in the background. Generally stable. That's like a fixed energy, right? So generally stable and very willing to help others. So the overall outcome for you guys, I feel like either you are going to be embodying this energy of the King of Pentacles, whether or not you're a man or a woman, or you will be meeting somebody that has got this energy and will be able to help you, manifest your dreams, help you manifest your desires. So that is a really great outcome for June for you guys. Your King of Pentacles outcome and your immediate future of the Standing Stone, those are both boding really well. This is a really great spread for you guys for this month. It's wonderful. It's very optimistic. It looks really great. Nothing mean, green, or nasty, as someone I know says. It's a great reading so far. And let me see. There are a lot of major arcanas too. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on that you guys can't control. I think it's really interesting though that you've got this one. Your helpful energies, the creative side of you, she's about to give birth to something. project, idea, new career, right? And she's comfortable with it. She is in her element.